Handheld games consoles have come a long way since the Game Boy, and though the look hasn't really changed, the inside tech, the display, and the amount of games you can play already built in has rapidly developed beyond your wildest dreams. But I'm not talking Switch Lite and Steam Decks here. No, I'm going deep diving into the strange and wonderful world of pocket consoles that's been slowly developing under your feet, and you're coming with me. Starting out a little bit vanilla, I'll ease you in with the Analogue Pocket. Now, this Game Boy-esque device looks like something you may have seen before, but believe me, it does more than you think.
The look and the cartridge slot on the back is all it shares with the Game Boy. It boasts a 1600 by 1440p resolution LCD screen with tough Gorilla Glass, and pro-level colour, dynamic range, and a super bright screen, so no more squinting in the dark. Slot in any Game Boy cartridge into the back or insert a micro SD with as many compatible loaded games as you want. But this thing is wild. It's basically a handheld computer when it comes to developing your own music, and even, get this, your own pixel-style games. It's built to feed your inner retro games nerd, and it's modern enough that you can connect it to your PC or Mac in multiple ways to make the most out of it.
This is a US product, but it does ship internationally for a hefty shipping fee, and release dates are hard to keep on top of, leaving you on the waiting list for up to a year when bought from the website directly. But I've started to see them crop up in some second-hand stores in the UK, so keep an eye out, these are still quite rare. The Playdate is something that's cropped up a fair few times on TikTok. Its yellow colouring and slightly unique crank handle control on the side really caught my attention.
It plays mostly fun black and white indie games that are mostly built just for this device. Its adorably cute size means that it's easy to store in a small bag or pocket, and though it has minimal controls, it also has modcons like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and a versatile USB-C port. The best part is that you get 24 free games spaced over 12 weeks when you first set it up, and you don't even have to invest in the games right away. The main thing that sets it apart from others for me is the little crank. It brings an element of fun by letting you play a familiar game in a unique way, and I'm getting into this device simply out of curiosity because who doesn't want to pour root beers for bears using a tiny little crank?
It's silly, it's whimsical, and it's the perfect way to pass time while out and about. And if you buy it directly from the US side, it costs around $199 and takes roughly 2 to 4 weeks international delivery. But be warned, postage prices are steep, especially to the UK. So you thought the Playdate was small? Well, try out this wallet-sized 8-bit games console. The Arduboy is a tiny, thin handheld with over 300 pre-installed games, mostly developed by the community.
The mini-games are reminiscent of early games consoles and range from shooters to adventures to platformers, basically anything that takes your fancy. It's pretty low cost in comparison to the previous devices, costing between $34 and $99 depending if you get the FX or mini model directly from the site. You can buy them secondhand in the UK for around £60, which is pretty cheap for the sheer amount of games that you get. It's not only made for playing games, it's also perfect for starting your coding journey, as it allows you to build your own games in the Arduino IDE, and the community page on the website even offers full step-by-step guides on how to get started.
Now, my dad had one of these as a kid in the 80s, and they've recently made a comeback. The Game & Watch console from Nintendo is an official retro handheld that lets you play the original Super Mario Bros. And the Lost Levels.
It's been out for a couple of years now, so you can get your hands on it new and used from various selling sites for around £50. I know it only really plays 1 or 2 games, but Mario never really gets old, and it's been a standing classic for decades, so it's a great way to get back into the game and enjoy a bit of nostalgia in your downtime.
Lastly, I give you the My Arcade. Again, if you have a favourite retro game that you never get tired of playing, then these little single game consoles are right up your street.
They're all roughly priced at $40 on the official site, or around £30 secondhand in the UK, and play mostly 80s classics like Pac-Man, Street Fighter, Tetris, and even some Atari classics. The screen may be small and it still runs on batteries, but if you want something that doesn't require internet access, updates, or loading screens, then this handheld really withholds the things that we valued in the early days of gaming, just pure simplicity.
So that's it, you've seen them all. So which handheld console are you excited to play? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like Box for more tech news. Thanks for watching!